All right, good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. I hope everybody's feeling good this morning. My name is Haziq Ali, and I want to welcome you to another edition of Good Morning Millionaire. If you haven't read last week's newsletter yet, I want to encourage you to go check it out. We always separate it into mindset, skill set, and heart set because that's what we're about here every single morning, Monday through Friday. We are in the place to be. I want to encourage you to share this with an entrepreneur. Give me a replay gang if you're watching a replay. But more importantly than yourself, man, make sure you look out for somebody else. Don't forget sharing is caring. Is that a fact? Sharing is caring, y'all. So what we want to do is get to the point in our growth and development where we understand that like what's directly connected to our capacity for success to be able to receive success is our capacity to be able to give some success out. Our ability to receive blessings is dependent upon our ability to give blessings out. And who amongst us does not have answers that someone else can use? Isn't that interesting? It's really weird how your solution is always in somebody else. And then their solution, you can see that easy. You can easily see what your homegirl need to do. You can easily see what your cousin needs to do. You can easily see what some of your teammates and your employees need to do. But it gets real interesting when it's time to look at ourselves. And that's why we need an organization. That's why we need a community. That's why we need a tribe, y'all. And lucky for us, your vibe attracts your tribe. And so I want to shout some of mine out. Good morning. Miss Green is in here. Green Funds in the house. What's up, Gloria? Up at 4 a.m. out there in Arizona. I love it. What's up, Zach? I mean, Shahidville is in the house. Good morning, King. My man Michael Robertson is in the house. What's up, bro? My man Dennis Thicklin is in the building. Happy birthday, Zach. I love it. I love it, bro. Let's get it, man. Many more. May the best of your past be the worst of your future. You know what I'm talking about? Nakia, good morning, Nakia. Let them know where you're from, everybody. It's check-in time. Y'all know we about to get started in less than 60 seconds, but right now, you have the chance to give yourself some free promotion. Everybody, right now, go to the comment section and type in the kind of business that you have. Type in what kind of business you have, how you help people. Let them know. Somebody probably needs your services. You hear me? While y'all are doing that, I'm going to go ahead and check in on this live line. But let them know we in the house. Also, make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Turn on your notifications. Facebook don't love you like that. No, seriously, right now, go turn on your notifications while I am calling in on a success line. Everybody do that now. Turn on your notifications.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, this is Les Brown, and you're in the right place at the right time because we're going to bring the millionaire out of you.
Please enter your.
You got to love it. You got to love it.
Thank you. Please announce yourself. All participants are muted. Entry and exit tones are off.
Okay. Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. I hope everybody's feeling good this morning. My name is Haziq Ali. I'm a revenue acceleration coach. I'm a self-esteem development expert, starting with my own. And my whole goal is to help entrepreneurs from all walks of life, all shapes, sizes, colors, and creeds, all geographic regions, all industries. I don't care if it's click and order or brick and mortar. I'm here to help you go further, faster, with less effort. I've been an entrepreneur my whole life. Many of you know, I secretly think a bunch of y'all only tune in because I was homeless a couple years ago. And they love this story of rags to riches and whatnot. But I don't want you to be looking at people like me and people that you have in your mentorships. What I want you to do is stop looking at them as heroes. And I want you to start looking at them as role models. What's the difference? You got to participate in your own rescue. Somebody give me that in the comments. I'm going to participate in my own rescue. I'm going to participate in my own rescue. That's right. I'm going to participate in my own rescue because that's what you got to do. And there is no living example of that mindset that is greater than the entrepreneur. I talk about this sometimes. Some of y'all have caught it in the past. Some of y'all haven't. But check it out, y'all. The whole beauty of this word entrepreneur is when you look at it in the word Hebrew, when you look at it in the language of Hebrew, the word entrepreneur means man of faith. It's Omain. Somebody type that in the comments. Ohmein. Omain. Omain. Somebody type that in the comments for me. Omain. Omain means man of faith. Omain means woman of faith. You know what I'm saying? And what does that say? If the Hebrew word for businessman is omain, which is man of faith, what does that tell us really quickly? That tells us that we got to participate in our own rescue. That tells us that at the end of the day, if we do not have the faith to see the invisible, then we can't access the best part of ourselves, right? We understand that entrepreneurship is right at the crossroads of faith and service. Oh, yeah. It's about, can I see the invisible? Can I fall in love with this thing that God has put on my heart to the point where I don't care what I have to sacrifice or invest to get it? And then can I use that to help somebody? That's entrepreneurship, faith and service. Here's the wild part, y'all. Everybody, I don't care who you are, everybody goes through despair. Everybody hits these moments where you feel just a little bit hopeless. Can I get a witness? Millionaires. Everybody hurts sometimes. Here's the whole thing. I want to give you some tips this morning that will allow you, okay, to fight through those sorts of time periods and get to the other side where the triumph is. There are times when it feels like the whole weight of the world is on your shoulders. You walk around like Atlas. It feels like there's no way out. Everything feels like it's falling apart. You might even have a couple dollars, but money can't buy you sleep. Money can buy you a bed, but it can't buy you sleep. You might have a couple dollars. Money can buy you food, but it can't buy you an appetite. You might have a couple dollars. Money can buy you comfort, but money can't buy you peace. Huh? What I'm saying is sometimes there's a battle you fighting that can only be fought between your ears. You hear me? The uncertainty keeps you anxious all night long. You know, you start to get obsessed with your helplessness. Can I get a witness? And then because of that, everything starts to be a mess, right? We get deprived all of a sudden of the simple pleasures. You know, there's somebody in some third world country right now that is deriving extreme, ecstatic, euphoric levels of pleasure from walking their dog. But not you. Not you. Your dog perfectly well fed. I'm talking about you ain't missed a meal since you can remember, and you're still miserable. Some of this stuff is going on in your mind. A lot of the crap that's making us miserable, is self-imposed. This is a psychological factor. So what I want to remind you of here, since we call this thing millionaire minded, is that you got to train yourself and tell yourself every day what you can cope with. I don't know how many of you pay attention to my Instagram stories. My Instagram is No Money Down King. You know, follow me right now. In my stories, I'm always posting stuff that help you adjust your mindset, that helps you to adjust your vision of what's possible. Because what I want you to recognize is that it's all figure outable, including your anxiety, including your stress. So what I got is 7 different methods you can use this morning to help you with your helplessness, right? To help you with that sense of uncertainty, because your power comes from your certainty. Here's the first one, y'all. Be careful with your expectations. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get into it. Be careful with your expectations. Appreciate that, crystal clear. Yeah. Yeah, like and share, turn on your notifications. Somebody give me that first one. Be careful with your expectations and then give me a share. Be careful with your expectations and then give me a share. When you're building plans, y'all, you always start to create definite expectations. And I understand it, but I also want you to understand this is risky, right? You should realize that you can foresee definite things that will happen, but you can't predict the precise outcome. I cannot tell you how many times I have tried with every fiber of my being to block a blessing from God. And I didn't even know it was a blessing. We've had business partners come around, and I'm talking about stab you in the back like they are getting paid for it. And in your human emotional state, you're like, no, come back. Don't leave us. And the whole time, God getting rid of snakes. Be careful with your expectations because a lot of times you need to uh, 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 stop. A lot of times, this is the way I always say it, right? A lot of times you think you're thinking and you just playing recordings. What do I mean by that? What I mean is a lot of us focus so much on the past that we begin to we begin to normalize different painful incidents that have happened to us, different traumatizing chaotic environments. We start to normalize it so we can survive it, right? Normalizing is our way of surviving. But let me tell you what happens. You start to predict that your future is going to look like your past. You got to be careful. This is why you need a positive attitude, because a lot of people prepare for the worst because they're in survival mode without ever, with intention, looking to expect the best. It does you no good to prepare for the worst and not expect the best. If all you're doing is preparing for the worst, you're starting to magnetize the worst to you. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? A lot of people don't understand. You don't get what you want. You don't get what I don't know, hope for. I'm not going to say prayer. I'm not going to throw prayer in there, but I will say faith without works is dead. That's why that word for entrepreneur, omain in Hebrew, we just described that as man of faith, is so powerful because faith without works, you hear me? You hear me? So I want you to be careful with your expectations because what we can do is have faith in our own work. We can have faith in our own process. But what we can't do is start latching our hopes and our prayers and our faith onto a specific result. We got to be careful with our expectations. Here's the second one I got for you. Be ready for the possibilities. Be ready for the possibilities. Be ready for the possibilities, everybody. Everybody with me? I get it. As an entrepreneur, you probably got into entrepreneurship. And the reason I want you to have entrepreneur level confidence, even if you ain't in entrepreneurship yet, is because you want to feel in control of your life. You want to feel in control of every situation. But this ain't possible in all situations. Somebody give me this in the comments and give me a share. Be ready for all the possibilities. Be ready for all the possibilities. That's number 2 for you. Be ready for all the possibilities, right? Listen to me. As we already talked about, we can't predict outcome. This thing called life will throw you some curveballs that there's no way you saw it coming. But one of the major things that you got to learn if you want to be confident in this world is that when you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Can somebody give me that in the comments? Staying ready means I ain't got to get ready. This is how you have entrepreneur level confidence. And no matter what you do, a lot of times we ain't scared. We just unprepared. A lot of times we forget that it's that dark room that makes us sort of feel weird. It ain't when the lights is on and we can see that that ain't a monster in the corner. It's just a coat thrown over our chair. You hear me? You got to be ready for all the possibilities because if you're trying to be confident while not knowing what's going to go on, I'm going to tell you where it comes from. If you are able to be confident in the middle of the storm, it's because you realize no matter what happens, you can handle it. Somebody give me that in the comments. No matter what comes, I can handle it. Some of the ways that you think you're going to be able to handle it are going to be successful. Some of the ways that you think you're going to be able to handle it are going to fail. But here's what I know regardless. Either way, you got to get up the next day and start all over again. Oh man, if you win, that's great. You still got to get up the next day and start all over again. If you lose, it sucks. But you still got to get up the next morning and start all over again. So this is the thing. I never lose. Either I win or I learn. Y'all know what I'm saying? I never lose. Either I win or I learn. So I'm ready for all possibilities because ain't no failure. There's only feedback. Can I get a witness, y'all? Here's the third one I got for you. Control your feelings. Control your feelings. Now check it out. Some of y'all that's been rocking with me for a while know I'm a real big believer in this. This is the feeling wheel my therapist gave me. This is the feeling wheel. If anybody wants a copy of this, just hit me up on Instagram. No Money Down King. That's right. I'm bribing you to come holler at me on Instagram. Hit me up on Instagram. I don't care when you're watching this replay and say, hey, can you send me that feeling wheel? Because before you can control your emotions, let me tell you what you got to do. You got to be able to identify your emotions. And this feeling wheel is amazing because it tells you the root emotion. And then as you begin to go outward, it shows you all these little ancillary emotions that come from this one root. And then on the opposite side of the wheel, you'll see the polar opposite of that emotion. It's amazing. Why? Because the first level of emotional intelligence is you being able to identify your emotions. And then the second level is you being able to manage them. So what we're saying right now is control your feelings. Learn to manage your emotions, right? Why? Because our emotions determine who we are. Somebody give me that in the comments. Our emotions determine who we are. It's our emotions that give us a sense of happiness. But check this out. Same side, same coin, different side. Check it out. Every now and then, something unpleasant is going to pop into your mind, right? All your feelings ain't all happy and joyful and you just running around kicking your heels all day. Sometimes something unpleasant this way comes. What are we going to do then, right? Are we going to get lost in the flow of feelings and emotions, right? Are we gonna stay in this emotion so long it becomes a mood? And then are we going to stay in this mood so long it becomes a personality? And then are we going to stay in that personality type so much it becomes our character? And then our character begins to determine our destiny, right? And now we're blocking our blessings. Our destiny's getting completely cloudy, all because we've decided to live in this emotional state that ain't empowering. Isn't that interesting? So what do we need to do? We need to start learning how to observe our feelings. We need to start learning how to observe our feelings. You know what I mean? We need to be able to identify those feelings. We need to be able to observe them, be dispassionate. Like, that's kind of interesting that I feel this way right now. Instead of turning that into a habit where we're just powerless, where we say, I feel this way and I must stay this. Why y'all think every morning after the affirmations, we make everybody go, woo, right? Y'all know the part I'm talking about. I dare you call in on the affirmation call this morning. Whenever you're watching this replay or if you're watching me live, I dare you. That's my personal challenge to you. Get on there. Even if you don't say all the affirmations, just do the part where we go, I'm going to unmute this line in a minute. But if you are loving the fact that right now you're the strongest you've ever been, you're the wisest you've ever been, and on top of that, you're the youngest you're ever going to be, make some noise for your life this morning, millionaire. And then everybody goes, right? And people that's just tuning in think we crazy because we do that every single morning. What are we doing? We're creating a state change. We're controlling our feelings. You hear me? Because if you could make yourself feel the way you need to feel to be able to do the things that you know you need to do, your whole life will be different. But when you say, I don't feel like cooking, even though I know it's healthier, that's an emotion. When you say, I don't feel like cleaning my room, even though it'll organize your mind, that's an emotion. When you say, I don't feel like taking my car to go get looked at, that's an emotion. But what happens? The things we ignore get worse, right? So we got to learn to control our feelings because we know from that we will be able to control our activity. Am I making sense, y'all? Is this making sense, somebody? Somebody say, our emotions determine who we are, and give me a share. Our emotions determine who we are, and then give me a share. Yeah, I dare him to join it. Yeah, I dare him to join the Kaizen Academy. That's right. That's right. Man, sometimes you'll say something in emotion, y'all, and then you'll be like, what was I even thinking? Well, you weren't. You weren't. You were in animal state. You were what the kids call savage. You weren't in a civilized state where you get stimuli and then you think about it and then you respond. If you skip thinking, you have no ability to respond. You can't take responsibility if you're in a savage state of fight or flight or freeze. If you're in this animalistic state where there's no thinking, you have no control over your emotions. Check it out. Every day, we got mad opportunities to get angry. Every day, we got mad opportunities to get stressed. Every day, every person you meet gives you mad opportunities to feel offended. But what you're doing when you indulge that negative crap is you're giving something outside yourself power over what's in here. And that's crazy. Write this in the comments and give me a share. Learn to go within or learn to go without. You hear me? Learn to go within or learn to go without. You can choose not to let little crap upset you. You can choose that. But let me tell you something else. If you don't change it, then you're choosing that. You're choosing to stay the same. You're choosing that. That's a choice. Right? Right? All right, here's number 4. Build your adapting skills. Build your adapting skills, everybody. That's number 4 I got for you. Build your adapting skills. This is how you build entrepreneur confidence. Because let me tell you about an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur got to jump off the cliff and build the plane on the way down. Can I get a witness? You got to build your skills of adaptation. Build your skills of adaptation. That's right. And this again means you got to learn to go within or learn to go without. Somebody give me that and give me a share. Learn to go within or learn to go without. Let's go, Vita. Learn to go within, Twyla, or learn to go without. Let's go, Dion. Let's go, Jerry. Learn to go within or learn to go without. Let's go. What do I mean by building your adapting skills? I mean, if entrepreneurs can't do nothing else, they got to learn to adapt. Everybody's mad at Elon Musk because they're like, why would he pull out of this deal with Twitter? Let me tell you what Elon Musk didn't like, them bots. So now they want to sue Elon Musk because he's pulling out this Twitter deal as we are broadcasting live this morning. But check it out. What nobody understood, me and my business partner was talking about it yesterday, and I was like, yeah, but you know what he's doing is forcing him into court because now Twitter, to be able to sue him, has to prove that all these accounts aren't robots from Russia. Isn't that interesting? All these accounts ain't fake. So now Twitter got to go in there and prove that these accounts ain't fake. If they can't, they now got to go in front of the Securities and Exchange Commission because they've been lying to boost their stock price. You mean to tell me there's not really this many people on Twitter? What's going on? Let me tell you where that comes from. That comes from the ability to cope and adapt, right? The key point is not expecting the worst. The key point is how you're going to deal with crap that comes along. Now, we don't know if Elon had this plan from the beginning or if he got up in it, decided he don't want to buy this, and then he adapted on the fly. But what I know is that that's entrepreneurship. I know you got to develop your own system. You got to acquire your own adaptive skills if you're going to be effective in different stressful situations. Millionaires understand everything is figure outable, right? Everything is figure outable. Somebody give me that in the comments and give me a share. Everything is figure outable. Concentrate on your strengths. Delegate your weaknesses, but keep on advancing the level of your character. Advance to the level of your character. Rise to the level of your potential. Just like water finds its own level. Expand your mind to match your goals so your goals don't start to shrink to match your mind. Here's number 5. Learn stress reduction techniques. Somebody give me that one. You got to add some of this to your repertoire. I was talking to one of my homies yesterday, and we was just breaking it down, like how the heck you supposed to improve after you leave high school if you never dump no new ideas in your head, right? One of the new ideas I want to encourage you to dump into your mind is different stress reduction techniques. There's a bunch of effective ways to deal with stress. There's a bunch of dependable stuff you can do to deal with uncertainty, to deal with helplessness. A lot of stress has this crazily negative effect because it makes us think in the wrong directions, right? It makes us think that over here is a monster. Over there is a storm I'd never be able to escape. Over there is a bottomless pit, right? What we do when we start to normalize this stress is we start to become paranoid instead of pronoid. Y'all know the difference. A paranoid feels like the whole world is against them. A pronoid feels like the whole world is conspiring for their benefit. Check this out. You're not even going to be able to see all the stimuli that would add up to the world is on your side if you don't begin to switch out that attitude. Millionaires, all I'm saying is, if you don't learn to control your stress, you're never going to be able to make it to the top of anything. So look for techniques that will help you relieve your stress. We've gone over so many of them on these morning broadcasts, everything from finding a quiet place to meditate to working your body, doing a little physiology. But what I know for sure is that you got to focus on training your mind, because you can do the push-ups. You can practice for your LSAT. You can practice for your, this test that you have to take to get your PhD. You can practice, practice, practice. You'll become bigger. You'll become stronger. You'll become faster. But if you don't work on your mind, all you're doing is training a bigger, stronger, faster quitter. Here's number 6, y'all. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Let's go. Here's number 6. Y'all are with me. Y'all are with me. Here's number 6. Concentrate on what you can handle. Concentrate on what you can handle, Gavin. You know what I'm saying? Concentrate on what you can handle. What do I mean? A lot of times, man, our arrogance makes us feel like, worrying about something is the same thing as kind of like fixing it. And nothing could be further from the truth. You know what I'm saying? Concentrate on the stuff you can handle. It might be overwhelming to look at the whole elephant that you got to eat. So what you do is you eat that thing one bite at a time, right? So how do we take this metaphor and apply it to real life? With this project that you're working on, think of what you're good at. Stick to that, right? Every time you see multiple complications, remember the stuff you can control. Start thinking positively. You're going to find a resolution to the problem if you will just maintain your positive attitude. Y'all ever seen a filter on TikTok or Facebook or Instagram? Y'all know them filters? Man, there's something amazing, y'all, about your attitude. It's like it becomes a filter on your mind. All of a sudden, if I ask you to close your eyes and picture everything that's green in the room, right? Or even before I do that, I say, look around, find everything that's green, find everything that's green. And then I say, close your eyes and tell me everything that's red, right? You can't do it, right? Because you put a filter on your mind saying, look for the green and ignore the red. Can you imagine if you're doing that with the negativity in your life as opposed to all the blessings? Imagine if you tricked yourself into counting your burdens instead of counting your blessings. Boy, you better control your mind. And that's why the last one I got for you is practice mindfulness. If you want the confidence of an entrepreneur, if you want Elon Musk, Richard Branson, Steve Jobs, Marcus Garvey level confidence, you're going to have to learn to practice mindfulness. If you want Martin Luther King level confidence, you're going to have to practice mindfulness. What do I mean by that? I mean, every morning, Martin Luther King, 5:30 a.m. If one of my mentors from afar, Mr. Dennis Kimbrough, if my memory serves me correct, he talks about how in Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice. I know my man Dennis Thicklin loves that joint. He talks about how Martin Luther King, every morning, right? Glass of orange juice, newspaper, and meditation. Oh, he's going to have that coffee. He's going to have that orange juice. He's going to have that newspaper, and he's going to have that meditation time. Many people say this is how Martin Luther King, Dr. King, could see around the corners, not just see what's in front of him. They say Dr. King had this ability to see around the corners. What are you doing to practice mindfulness? Instead of being obsessed with the thought of the next catastrophe and the next day it didn't even come yet, right? You already perceiving the hazard and the day ain't even here yet. Sometimes that's simple prejudice. Sometimes you're just biased towards negativity because you don't experience way too much about it. Stop thinking about the things that are negative that haven't even happened yet. I think it's Benjamin Franklin that said, worry is like paying rent on something you may never own. Mindfulness means you're noticing the beauty of the moment. Mindfulness means you're relaxing. Mindfulness means you are smoothing out all them lines in your forehead. Feeling yourself as you just rub your skin. Like, feel how nice your fingers feel on your neck as you trace them down your spine, right? And as you rub your shoulder, maybe you hug yourself a little bit, right? Mindfulness means when I'm eating my food, maybe I'm chewing it and savoring every morsel instead of just inhaling it. Looking at my son's plate the other day, man, I was just not getting to him. He done inhaled the whole plate already. It's like, damn, growing boy, right? But all I'm saying to you is that remember some of the happy events that have occurred in your life once a day. Because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen if you don't. You're going to remember some fear that you remembered to fear about something that didn't even happen yet. You're fearing the fear of a fear instead of focusing your behind either on the work you need to do to be even more prepared or to be even more learned, since the only proof of knowledge is a change in course of action. Or you could be thinking about positive things that have already happened that make it so that you can remember who you is out this thing. And that, of course, you're going to make this happen. You've been through way more with way less. But if you don't allow yourself to remember that sometimes, you know, jack yourself up, man. I think it's Jim Rohn that said, whatever good things we build end up building us. Millionaires, your tomorrow is uncertain. And you know, maybe you'll be able to predict everything that happens because you the great Cleo. Y'all remember Cleo from them 800 numbers? Cleo, am I dating myself? No, y'all remember Cleo with the 800 line? Anyway, maybe you miss Cleo, right? I doubt it though. I doubt Miss Cleo was Miss Cleo. But anyway, what I'm saying is, what if you decided to take the attitude that you never lose, either you learn or you win? What if you took that as your attitude, millionaires? I dare you, right? What if you decided that you were going to use the potential that you got inside you to go ahead and change this world we live in, change your community, change your neighborhood? What if you decided to make life a whole lot brighter because you're self-confident and you understand how to control them feelings of helplessness, them feelings of uncertainty? What if you remembered, same way there's a locksmith or a jewel smith, right? What if you remembered that you're the smith of your own emotions, right? You're the craftsman of your own life. Sometimes we be focused on trying to find ourselves. What we need to do is remember we get to design ourselves. Everything's in our hands. We in the driver's seat, baby. So maybe what we should do is use this time we have to effectively live, to create not just a life, but a lifestyle, millionaires. And to do that, you're going to need confidence. I hope this was helpful. How do you handle uncertainty? Let us know in the comments. You know, I know what I do is I get into affirmations. I want to encourage y'all to join the affirmation line. If you've never done affirmations before, text message, call me to the same number. If you can't call in 667-776-4961, or if you on T-Mobile, so it charges you a penny a second or something crazy, don't worry and don't pay them people. Just text message, call me to 667-776-9461. It'll call you back immediately. You'll hear my mentor, Mr. Les Brown, come on, and we off to the races. Do that right now and repeat after me, millionaire. Say it like you mean it.